I'll be sharing with you some information on the history of Gurmat Sangeet. I'd like to take this time to raise some questions which can only be answered by taking a deep look through our history as Sikh people. First, I would like to share some information with you about Sikh musical heritage. Some of the information a lot of you will be familiar with, and much more of the information you'll be hearing for the first time. The image that you see here is an old image capturing a historical moment, one of the last images showing a full sitting of some of the fundamental Sikh instruments which were once used as an essential part of Sikh Kirtan. These instruments, now a rarity, were once found within the household of every Sikh. It's very disheartening to have these instruments be considered a memory of our past. We'll be going on a small journey back to the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji to have an understanding of what changed and how it changed. Back to the moment before the first Udasi taken by Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Bhai Mardana. This is when the first Sikh instrument was introduced into practice, known as the Rabab, also known as the Farandiya Rabab or Sikh Rabab, named after the instrument maker. The instrument specification was given to Bhai Faranda by Guru Nanak Dev Ji himself. The instrument was then made by Bhai Faranda, paid for by Bebe Nanaki, presented to Guru Nanak Dev Ji as a gift, and then later by Guru Nanak Dev Ji presented to Bhai Mardana to accompany him in his travels. The Rabab was a very critical tool. It was made of gut strings. It had the ability to slide from one note to the next, which is an essential aspect of Sikh and Indian music. This capable instrument created the atmosphere to spread the divine light and universal message of healing for 27 years. It is important to note that a tool without the complementary technique and a message is useless, but Rabab coupled with Raag and Bani was utilized as a revolutionary format of connection for every Sikh. The majority of the Guru Granth Sahib is written in a musical format. Raag is a musical method which makes the Shabad not only comprehensible but also contextualizes the Shabad. The next large contribution in Sikh music is the contribution of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, who introduced the Saranda at the tender age of 13. Even at such a young age, he recognized the need in the community for a deeper connection and for spiritual healing. In order to create such an atmosphere, Guru Arjan Dev Ji compiled the Aad Granth, which included Bani from the preceding Gurus, as well as other saints and sages of that time. In the process of that compilation, Guru Arjan Dev Ji assigned each Shabad without a Raag, in order to give access to the emotion behind each individual text. In this process, 31 new Raags were created. It's important to acknowledge not only the individuality of those 31 Raags, but also the validity of Mishrat Raags as separate entities and not the offsets or as Raganis. Mishrat Raags emphasize on the complexity of human emotions. Emotions are not just black and white. They are a variety of mixed hues and colours, allowing us to understand ourselves. The message, the poetic format, the technique, each play a role in the practice of Kirtan, as does rhythm. Satta and Balwand, following Guru Arjan Dev Ji's jurisdiction, created the Jori, which originates from the Bakavaj. The Jori later evolved into the contemporary tabla, around the same time that microphones became prominent. The Sarangi, which was created by Ravan 5000 BC, was brought into Gurmat Sangeet tradition by Guru Har Gobind Sahib to sing the Vara in the Guru Granth Sahib. The tradition of Gurmat Sangeet was further solidified by Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Guru Gobind Singh Ji went on to compile and structure the entire Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, while also creating a beautiful instrument, Taus. A large instrument, takes after its name in the form of a peacock, was later configured into a smaller instrument called a Dilruba. The The story behind the Dilruba cites its creation as a solution to give Sikhs an accessible instrument to travel with when leaving for battle, all under the jurisdiction of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. All of the instruments that you have seen were used to sing and practice Kirtan by our Gurus and by the Sikhs of those times. They played a fundamental role in the discipline and psyche of a Sikh, and they were given to us for a reason. Now we will contemplate the question, what led to the disappearance of these instruments? In order to dismantle an entire people's spirituality and connection from Guru and the Divine, the British Empire changed the entire format of how Sikhi was practiced. Not only were the sacred instruments of the Sikh Gurus forbidden from use, the harmonium was introduced to interrupt the power of Kirtan through the trading power of the East India Company. Instead of holding on to our innate roots, Sikhs became brainwashed and socialized by the policies of the East India Company, becoming followers of their tradition, their way of dress, their way of life, instead of their own gurus. Not only was Harmandir Sahib invaded and disrupted by a clock tower, the Sikh psyche was disrupted and disconnected from its heritage. Have you ever wondered, why did it take the East India Company so long to conquer Punjab? Because every Sikh had a connection with Guru. Every house had a Saj. This made the hearts and the minds of Sikhs stronger than others. This was the gift given to us by our Gurus and given for a reason with a purpose. They identified our strength and took it from us. The image of Kirtan in practice and in aesthetic has changed to what you see right here. This is not how it was presented to us by our Gurus. Ignoring the formula presented by a physician prevents healing. Ignoring the Guru has prevented a higher individual connection to Guru and Akal Purkh. Help support our efforts to share with the wider Sangat the facts and reality of our rich Sikh musical heritage.